Hi, I'm Gemma. Welcome to the Create Studio channel. Today we're going to be making yarn dolls. This is a really easy project. You just need yarn or string and a pair of scissors. So I've got my scissors here, I've got some yarn here, and I did a little prep work for it. You're going to take your yarn and you're going to stretch out a long piece. This is so long we can't see it on the video. And then you're going to make several copies of it by folding it in half again so that you have a folded end and then this cut end, and you're going to do it again and stretch it down back to the first side, and you're just going to repeat that over and over again. I did it about 15 times over and over again to get this thickness. Now, I didn't get it exact, so some of my ends are a little longer and some are shorter, but that's okay because I'm going to trim it afterward. Then, once I have all of this, I also want to cut myself a few extra shorter pieces of yarn, and we're going to use those to section off the yarn into different parts to make the doll. So now that I have this done, I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut it, I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to take one of my strings and I'm going to put it through what it looks like the middle, and I'm going to tie a knot, or tie it and then tie a knot. Tie it really tightly so that it's got a little knot in the middle. And then I'm going to fold it over, and I'm going to take another piece of string. This time I'm going to probably lay it down so I can place it, and I'm going to place the string up high close to where it folded over, but it'll make what is going to be the head of the doll. So this doll I'm making, so now it's like that. This doll doesn't have any hair, or won't, but we can always add something like that later. Then I'm going to take a little section to the side, and I need to cut out some of my loops across the bottom now. That's something you can do kind of as you go. And then I'm going to, I have one little string sticking up short that was from when I made the first cut in the head. My scissors aren't that sharp. Okay. And I'm going to take another short string. I might need to cut some more. And I'm going to go a little ways down on that section of yarn that I made. I'm going to double knot it. And then I have an arm, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this all short. So that's my one little arm. So you can see we're starting to get our doll. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and I'm going to trim those bottom pieces, because you can give your yarn doll a haircut at the end, or a yarn cut for all the extra parts. So I needed to cut another little piece that's short to do the other arm. And I'm going to tie that on in a section also. And then I'm going to trim that off so that I have two arms like this. And then we're going to make a waist. And this yarn doll can wear pants or a dress. It's up to you. You could leave it open like this and long, and then just trim across the bottom with your scissors, and then it would just be a very basic yarn doll. You can add another layer by taking another one of those shorter extra strings and tying it to be like a waistband, and that kind of does that for you. So now you have a top part. And then from here, you can decide to have it all be one and trim it, or you can have two sections like we did the arms, but this time just doing the legs to have two legs. So we'll do that for this one. So I'm going to cut two extra strings so I can do that. This is a kind of, yarn dolls probably go way, way, way back, a couple hundred years, if not more, in what children were able to have and play with long ago. So it's kind of fun to think about that, and maybe even with your family you can do some research. So now I've got my legs. Oops. And I got one leg shorter than the other. That's okay. And now I'm going to trim off the extra bottom that I had. From 1, from 2, and now we have a yarn doll. And you can go back over any of your extra strings that you have and trim them off or leave them. You could go back and add hair. If you wanted to have long hair, you could do that. Do some extra folded pieces and add them at the top here when you get started. So there's our yarn doll, and you could make a string doll or a ribbon doll under the same idea. I hope you have fun with this one, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.